Everyone, the federal liberals, they're in total damage control today. And I have to admit, they seem to have the pulse of the nation and how to soothe people's concerns or fears in regards to the rampant corruption that's happened under the federal liberals. And how they're going to do that? They're going to do the same thing they did to try to become your political overlords in 2015 or the lead up to the 2015 election and appeal to the cannabis consumer in you. Like I say, these people, I mean, this will be a feel-good story, and I will say applause for doing so. But once again, this is only as a means to use as a political backstop because they know that the Canadians are turned against them in large numbers. Headline out of CBC News, Politics. Liberals move to grant pardons for old pot possession convictions. Bill C-93 will waive waiting time fee for criminal record suspensions. It's being reported by Kathleen Harris, March 1st, 2019. So like I say, this is a political backstop to soothe the concerns of those who are turning against the Liberals because of their massive amount of corruption. They're saying, hey, don't worry about our corruption. I'll get rid of your past criminal convictions in regards to your pot-related charges. Yeah, don't look over here. Look over here. I'm going to give you your own get-out-of-jail-free card. While you're focusing on that pot pardon, once again, they're still busy being as corrupt as they've always been. That's a sleight of hand. That's called misdirection, folks. The Liberal government is moving on its plan to grant fast, free pardons for Canadians who were convicted of pot possession before the drug was legalized last fall. Bill C-93 tabled in the House of Commons on Friday. On Friday, right? Ooh, better do this now, folks. We were hoping to hold that off till, just before the October elections, but let's bring that forward and do it now because, yeah, we're in a lot of hot water. We got to cool things down a little bit, right? Got to do some damage control. Amends the Criminal Records Act, CRA, and aims to break down barriers to employment, housing, or travel for Canadians with a criminal record for pot. Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodell hopes the bill will pass into law by summer. We believe it's good public policy to remove roadblocks to the successful reintegration of previous offenders who have fully served their sentences, especially after such major renovations in the law as occurred with C-45 last fall, he said. The Cannabis Act, which legalized and regulated the possession, cultivation, and distribution of marijuana, came into force October 17. The normal fee of $631 for a pardon will be waived under the bill. The 5-10-year waiting period to apply for a pardon will also be waived. Well, what is it? 5 or 10? Man, there's a lot of mistakes these days. Does nobody do any proofreading anymore? They just, I guess we got to get it there real quick, right? Like I say, these people aren't even professionals. These people, I do what I do for free, and I still try to hold myself to a higher standard than these people that make like a lot of money doing what they do. I get nothing for it, and I still hold myself to a higher standard than these people that get big paychecks for putting out, what, one publication? No, not even every day, every once in a while. Like, anyways, I'll post a link to this article in the description of the video below. I mean, look what they're doing, folks. And like I said, they had that on the back burner just waiting for one of these times when a big scandal arises because they know, because they're corrupt people. They know there's going to be scandals on arise because, hey, the amount of corruption that happens in big party politics and big government. I mean, like I say, it doesn't matter if it's the conservatives, the end-dippers, the liberals. They're all corrupt beyond reproach. But yeah, they always keep these things in their back pocket. Little bills like this, like, oh, we'll offer that. This is a nice little piece of meat we can throw the masses so that they'll, like I say, they'll be too busy focusing on that than paying attention to our corruption. Falling for this nonsense. Constantly yearning for the scraps they throw at you. You can have all that and everything else. You can have a whole lot more freedoms than your political masters are you if you would just finally stand up and do the right thing. Make government so insignificant that they don't have the power to dictate or control every area or aspect of your social and economic life. Put them in the place where they rightfully belong, where the government's so small, so minute, that they're just arbiters for civil or personal conflicts, right? Those are just, we need a court system, like for people that do actually preemptively cause harm or injury to other people. But other than that, let's get back to the fact that government has no pretense of authority over the vast majority of our social and economic lives. Then, like I said, it doesn't matter what your politics is. You can have your freedoms, I can have my freedoms, they can have their freedoms, they can have their freedoms. If everyone can have their freedoms, you can do your thing, I can do my thing, and I won't be concerned about what you're doing, and you won't be too overly concerned with what I'm doing because you're too busy enjoying your freedoms and I'm too busy enjoying my freedoms. Once again, identity politics or this constant race to the lowest common denominator isn't gigantic gun in the room to constantly oppress each other. Well, that just constantly escalates the fact that, well, hey, if you're trying to oppress me, I'm going to try and oppress you. Rise above it, Canada. The more you do and the more everyone else does, the less power these people have, or the less authority they pretend to have over us. And the less power they have over us, the more freedom we have. The more freedom we have, the more of a live, let live mentality we adopt. That's just reality, as it should be. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.